Something happened to you today that has never happened to any ordinary soul in the history of this earth. Before you opened your eyes this morning, before the first breath entered your lungs, before the world outside your window even began to stir, your name was spoken. Not whispered, not mentioned casually. Spoken with full authority, with weight, with certainty, in a realm where time does not exist and words carry the power to reshape reality itself. The weight you have been carrying, the silence that felt like abandonment, it ended today, and nothing will ever be the same again. In thousands of years of recorded spiritual history, across every tradition, every sacred text, every ancient account of divine intervention, what happened to you today has no parallel. Civilizations rose and fell without receiving this kind of celestial acknowledgement. Prophets waited lifetimes. Mystics fasted for decades in desert caves, hoping for a fraction of what was released over your life in a single moment. The heavens do not speak names without reason. They do not activate souls on a schedule. This event breaks the pattern entirely, because you are not operating within the ordinary rules of spiritual timing that govern everyone else around you. Think back to a moment not long ago when you stood at a crossroads that no one else could. See, it was not a dramatic moment. There were no witnesses, no applause, no reward waiting on the other side. You simply had a choice, to compromise what you knew was right, or to hold the line in silence and discomfort. You chose integrity when it cost you something real. That decision, that quiet and painful and utterly private choice, sent a frequency into the universe that could not be ignored. It reached places beyond what human language can describe, and it triggered everything that is now beginning to unfold around you. What you must understand now is that you have never been unwatched. Every moment you felt invisible. Every season, you believed you were forgotten. Something ancient and precise was recording every movement of your character, not to judge you, not to punish you, but to build a case, a permanent, unalterable record of who you truly are beneath the pressure of real life. Both darkness and light have had their eyes on you, and neither could find a moment where you permanently surrendered your core. That kind of consistency is extraordinarily rare, and those who track the development of human souls have been aware of you for far longer than you realize. There were the moments you gave when you had almost nothing left to offer. There was the time you stayed silent when speaking would have destroyed someone who hurt you. There was the season you protected another person's reputation while your own was being questioned unfairly. You showed up with full effort when no one was counting. You forgave privately, without ceremony, without requiring acknowledgement. Each one of these moments was a test designed specifically for your level of soul development, and each time, without coaching, without being told what was at stake, you passed. The accumulation of those choices built something in the spiritual realm that cannot be dismantled. In the hierarchy of souls currently walking this earth, those assigned to observe human development have placed you in a category that contains very few names. You are what ancient records describe as a stabilizer, a soul whose presence alone shifts the energy of environments, whose choices carry weight far beyond the personal. The word dangerous, in the highest spiritual sense, applies to you, not because you destroy, but because your integrity disrupts systems built on compromise and fear. You are not manageable by manipulation. You are not controllable by flattery or threat. This makes you extraordinarily powerful, and that power has now been formally recognized at levels you cannot yet fully perceive. At the precise moment your name was spoken today, something extraordinary occurred in the unseen realm. Witnesses of the highest order turned their attention fully toward your life. The archangels who oversee the transition of souls from dormancy into activation were present. The divine consciousness that holds every star in its position and every heartbeat in its rhythm paused in a way that cannot be measured, but was felt across every dimension of existence. God saw you, not as you have been seen by the world, not through the filter of your failures or your delays, but as you truly are, complete and ancient and ready, and what was seen was declared good. A decree was released today that carries the force of cosmic law. It cannot be appealed. It cannot be delayed by circumstance, reversed by the opinions of others, or blocked by any force operating against your destiny. The universe itself, the same intelligence that designed the geometry of galaxies and the patience of seasons, has signed its name to your next chapter. What was held back is now released. What was closed is now opened. What was silent now begins to speak on your behalf in rooms you have never entered, through people you have not yet met, through opportunities that are already in motion toward you at a speed that will soon become undeniable. You are not who you have been told you are. You are not the version of yourself shaped by disappointment, by the limitations others projected onto you, or by the years that felt like loss. You are an ancient soul, one that has carried the memory of divine assignment across more lifetimes than your current mind can access. You are a celestial warrior, not of war, but of truth, one whose greatest weapon has always been the unbreakable quality of your character under pressure. This identity was always present beneath the surface of your ordinary life, waiting for the exact moment of activation that has now, without question, arrived. Your mission is not complicated, but it is significant beyond what can be measured in human terms. You are here to anchor something the world is desperately losing: the understanding that integrity is not weakness, that compassion is not naivety, that stillness under pressure is not passivity, but the most advanced form of power available to a human being. Every room you enter, every conversation you have, every life you touch is part of a larger architecture of restoration that the world does not know it is receiving. You do not need a platform or a title. Your presence, lived fully and honestly, is the mission itself. Because the decree has been released, the material world will begin rearranging itself in alignment with your true identity. Resources that seemed permanently out of reach will begin moving toward you through channels you did not plan. Relationships that were draining and misaligned will resolve, some through healing, some through graceful separation, making space for connections that carry genuine purpose. Doors in your professional life, your creative life, your financial life, will begin opening not through your striving alone, but through a divine current that is now actively working on your behalf. You will begin to notice synchronicities so precise they will be impossible to dismiss as coincidence. As you step into this activation, something will begin happening to the people around you that you did not plan or orchestrate. They will begin waking up, not through your preaching or your persuasion, but simply through sustained proximity to someone who is living in alignment with their true nature. Your peace will disturb their numbness. Your clarity will expose their confusion in a way that invites them toward growth rather than shame. Your example will become a permission slip for others to stop performing and start becoming. The ripple of one fully activated soul moves outward in ways that defy linear calculation, touching lives in cities and countries you may never visit. You are not alone in this activation. Across this planet, in different cultures, different languages, different circumstances, thousands of souls exactly like you are waking up in this same season. They have passed the same tests, they carry the same frequency, they have been monitored by the same forces and recognized by the same celestial intelligence. You are part of a global network of activated souls whose collective purpose is to hold a frequency of truth and integrity steady enough that the world can use it as an anchor during its most turbulent transition. You will find each other. The B. Recognition between activated souls is immediate, wordless, and unmistakable. If this message reached you today, it did not reach you by accident. Algorithms do not explain what brought these exact words to your eyes at this exact moment in your life. Stay until the very end of everything being offered to you in this season, because the completeness of your reception matters. Comment the number 777 below as a declaration that you received this decree over your life. Share this with one person whose name came to your mind while you were listening, because that is not coincidence either. And remain connected to this space, because what is being released here is part of the larger current that has already spoken your name in heaven today.